I mean, they give me your phone and well, not only your.
Okay. So Arizona, you want to kick us off?
Good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining us today. Today we're gonna be talking about secret sauce. The secret sauce is your ingredients for your getting to know people in your life to help each other out from different backgrounds, different cultures, different races, and to say that people have with disability can't be out in the community. So this is what we want to do. I asked my advisor to join me today in this presentation because I put under him to work together here at my church, Reverend Church, Tampa Bay, and in the heart of Ybor City. So, Jim, you want to take it and introduce yourself?
Sure. So good afternoon, everyone. It's a pleasure for me to join you. Thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule. Arizona said he works for me, but that we know that's not true. We know he's the boss, so I work for him. But no, we wanted to just take a few minutes to talk to you. You know, when we talked about what this presentation would look like, you know, Arizona has a very refined palate, let's say. So we knew that he appreciates fine food and of course some fine sauces along the way. And so when we talked about this presentation, we said, you know, each one of us, in different ways has opportunities to help others. And I think a lot of times when we are in our lowest points in our lives, that's when we tend to want to withdraw. But God gives us opportunities to really use those gifts and talents that he's given us to help others. And when we do that, man, it just helps us shift our perspective. So we're just going to talk a little bit today about how Arizona and I have had a chance to partner together and work together and really encourage and inspire each other because that's what I think of when I think about Arizona. I've known him for about 5 years now, and he started coming to our church. And when I first met him, you know, he had a smile on his face, and we affectionately like to refer to him as the unofficial mayor of Ybor City, because as he drives around in Ybor, he seems to know everybody, and so he's definitely well connected for all the right reasons. So. But Arizona, when I got to learn and hear more about what he did and how he didn't let anything hold him back, that was inspiring to me.
Like, and Brother Champion, everybody in me awesome because he works tirelessly every day here at the church. There are people from all walks of life. They come to the church and they get counseling, they get clothes, they get food. And I asked him, I said, well, do you ever take a day off? He said, I can't take a day off because, well, Lord. I said, well, I get that. No, I don't. I never take a day off either.
No, we do take some time off because if we don't, our batteries get run down pretty quickly. But God gives us the strength that we need for sure. You know, Arizona and I, when we started working together, there were many different ways that God provided us opportunities to partner. And one of those was we've adopted 2 local elementary schools here in Tampa, Booker T. Washington Elementary and Broward Elementary. And as crazy as it sounds, you can, in many cases, count the number of PTA members on one hand at those schools. And so we felt like as a church, it would be a great opportunity for us to to help and provide support to them throughout the year in many different ways. Arizona has helped me there, providing support to teachers and students for their parent-teacher conferences, whether that be providing a meal or providing childcare, and for other special events throughout the year that maybe they don't have support. Arizona, what's maybe one of the favorite events that you've been able to join us for there?
Well, there's a lot of events that we did, but my favorite is the father-daughter thing. The fathers dancing with their daughters, you know, that's about my heart. Very, you know, because I used to do that every year, you know, love doing it. To see the kids and smiling, they get all dressed up, you know, with the makeup on, you know, they feel up. One of the other things we do, we mentor the kids every Tuesday. I have a class that I deal with. This ain't a class. When the kids see me coming in, they're gonna smile. They want a wheelchair. They want to ride on a wheelchair. They want to go outside. I do all that, you know. Kids are the future. And when we get old, can't do it anymore. We have to teach the young people because their minds are like a sponge. You teach them when they're young, and then later on, they want the parts.
That's right. That's good, Arizona. You know, one of my favorite memories of Arizona and I tag teaming was for the last, I think, 3 years, we've been able to partner for the National Teach-In. And for those of you that maybe aren't familiar with that, it's where members from the community have opportunities to go into schools at all grade levels and share either about their professional background, their current job, their work experience, or life experiences. And so for the last 3 years, Arizona and I have had a chance to go in and talk to kindergarten and first grade classes and just share a little bit about our life experience, some of our story. And I remember Arizona sharing about how his disability affected his life and how he didn't allow that to hold him back. And one little girl in the back of the room towards the end, after Arizona got finished talking, you could see her just kind of slip her hand up real slowly. And she said, "Can I ask you a question?" And we said, "Sure." And she said, "Mr. Arizona, can I give you a hug?" And so we said, "Absolutely." And she came right up to the front and gave Arizona the biggest hug. And after she did that, you know, of course, that opened the floodgates. And then the rest of the class wanted to come up and give him a hug. But, you know, that's just you know, Arizona has something about him, you know, that is just a spark, you know, that light that, you know, only God can provide, that others are drawn to. And, you know, that doesn't matter if they're little kids or if they're those that are more senior, more seasoned, let's say, in life. You know, God allows him to encourage many along the way.
So one of the other things we do, we have a basketball group that mentor kids on the courts. And I'm the referee. I have a referee on whistle, all that stuff. But I have one guy that do not listen to me at all. Do we know what the guy is? This guy right over here on my left. He is so he cheats all the time. I have to put him down. You out of here, buddy.
I feel like I need to defend myself at this point, Arizona. So what Arizona is referring to is there's a group of young men that we started working with when they were in the first and second grade about 10 years ago at Booker T. Washington. And those young men now, some of them are 18, 19, 20, and we still play basketball. We pick them up, take them to play basketball together. We'll start out the night with a short devotional. We take prayer requests, and then we play basketball. And so Arizona, from the very beginning, when he started joining us, he was always on the sideline chirping, talking smack. And so we said, you know what, we need to get this guy a referee shirt. We need to get him a whistle. And of course we did that, but he doesn't like to wear it. But that doesn't mean that he doesn't try and call fouls. But what he tries to say is, I'm the only one that's fouling anybody, which can't be true.
It is. And then I don't wear the shirt because it looks like I'm working at what that shoe store. Yeah.
Working at the shoe store. What was that? That's an old school shoe store. I can't remember that. Sports Authority.
The whatever it is. That one I don't wear.
Yeah. Foot Locker. That's what it is. Yeah. Foot Locker.
So this guy, he's a good guy, but when he's on the court, I have to run down. So one of the other reasons I came to the church is because my senior pastor, Paul, he has a daughter with special needs. And that told me that I can do good here. They take in disabled people here like they feel like they're normal. So we all know. And that's what we do. We want love for each other. And that's one of the ingredients in the Zikr is to love Christ, love your church, and love the community. That's it.
Yeah, that was good, Arizona. You know, Arizona, he really helps me out throughout the week, and also especially on Sundays from a ministry perspective. He's kind of like my right-hand man on Sunday morning. He's my second set of eyes and ears. He makes sure that I'm aware of things that might be going on outside that need attention, or even inside. You know, being in either city, doing ministry, it presents some unique challenges at times. But thankful for where God has planted us, because we feel like He's put us in a strategic place. Usually, when you say or city, they're not in the same sense. And so Arizona helps me a lot on Sunday. He always makes sure that at the end, he stays with me until the very end. Usually the two of us are the last two to leave the building on Sunday. So he helps me make sure we get all the air conditioners turned off, all the lights turned off. So we're being good stewards of the money that God gives. But one thing that I will say, you know, from the very beginning and really every day, you know, Arizona has inspired me. And so Arizona is wired to really think about and help others. And so we wanted to see if there was something that we could do to maybe help Arizona. And so it's probably been about maybe 4 years ago. He said, "Hey Tim, we got some leaks at my house. Do you think you might be able to help me out?" And of course, I'm not very handy when it comes to construction or repair or anything like that. But I said, "Hey, I'll do my best and try." And so basically, the best I could do was just put a few large Band-Aids on the areas that needed a whole lot more surgery. And so it lasted for a short time, but I knew that, you know, I wanted to see if we could possibly help Arizona get a new roof on his house. And I knew it wasn't something that we could as a church afford. And so I was talking to some other people, and one of the elders, Ryan Bard at our church, he said, "You know, Tim, Arizona is so well connected in the community. He does so much for other people. I bet if we were to create a GoFundMe page, that we could raise the money pretty quickly to get Arizona a new roof." And sure enough, in less than 30 days, God allowed him to raise the money needed to put a new roof on Arizona's house. The other cool thing was God was already working behind the scenes, knowing that it wasn't going to stop at a roof. And so we were scheduled to put the roof on, I believe, in May. I had somebody come to me in February and said, "Hey, Tim, I'm going to be leading a group of volunteers with Paint Your Heart Out Tampa Bay." And this is where they, groups of volunteers go into the community and they'll paint a house for someone who either is unable to paint their own or that needs some help. And so he said, "Do you happen to know any good candidates, any homeowners that you might know that would need some help?" And of course, all the bells and whistles were going off in my head, and I was able to pass Arizona's name on to him. And so in April, they came and painted all the house on the outside, did some landscaping. In May, we had the new roof put on. And then in June, there was a group of about 50 or 60 volunteers over the course of a couple weeks that were from the church and also from the community that rallied together to redo the inside of Arizona's house. So we were able to paint it, able to replace the flooring, and really up to that point, Arizona had told me, "Tim, I really don't like to stay home that much. In fact, he's always out and about." And I thought that was just because of how he was wired, but which is true to a certain extent. But he also said, "It's hard for me to move around in my house. I can really only go to 2 rooms. I can go to my bedroom and the bathroom." And so we were able to help him really have a new lease on life at his own home. And so now he enjoys staying home a lot more than he used to.
It came at a good time with the COVID-19.
Yes, that's right. Yeah.
Also put a new ramp in there.
Oh, a new ramp.
Yeah.
Yeah, new ramp on the back. Right.
I got a brand new house. Anybody want to come over and hang out? You're welcome to come over and hang out.
You know, one thing too that has been rewarding about being able to work with Arizona is he had told me probably about a year ago. He said, "One day I'm going to write a book," and he would say that pretty frequently. And so one of the things that we've started to do over the last probably 3 or 4 months is meet at least a couple times a month. The goal is to meet weekly. It doesn't always happen, but at least a couple times a month we spend some time together. And so I've been able to help him capture his thoughts. So we're beginning the process of writing Arizona's story, and it's been neat to be able to hear that and look forward to one day when that project is finished and we get to share the result.
Hey, don't worry, man. I'm still doing the drag class. I have a class.
Oh, you have a class?
I'm teaching drag.
Oh, okay.
Cool,
oh, okay. All right. That's good. That's good. Well, Arizona, is there anything else that you would want to share with the group before we open it up to some questions?
Well, as you can see, I have some of my buddies online from the cigar shop. Even when they take it off, we have found it like brothers. So we have a name that we call Section 8.
Section 8?
Yeah.
Section 8. Okay.
Now, on the t-shirt, they have a different name. On the t-shirt.
Yeah.
Can you guess what my name?
Smack talker.
Well, that's on the.
He's the landlord?
Yeah.
Okay.
What they don't realize, I never told them that, but what they don't realize is that every time I get to hang out with them, it's a blessing.
So every time he gets to hang out with you guys, it's a blessing to him. That's awesome.
Yeah, they get a big head. That's why I don't want to tell them that.
Yeah. That's good. Well, I know.
Also, we want to make sure that when you are out in the community, you, you want to get to know people. You want to get to know your drugs. Don't be afraid to tell your drugs. It's a blessing in your drugs. There's always different drugs. Now, I have this village. He doesn't have one. But we have the same goals, the same mindset. And we have the same love for people. And that is one of the ingredients in your secret life. You have to love yourself first. Then you have to love others. And your light shines. So it's their light to be in this where their light is mine. We can have to pick them up wherever level they are at. To help them rise to the next level. No, you're not gonna always get open arms. You're gonna get rejected sometimes because they don't wanna. It's not you. It's them not ready. But you have to wait until they're ready to open up. Don't hold it. Let's be them when they come. If you feel it, they will come.
That's good, Arizona. You know, really the secret sauce, Arizona touched on it earlier, is really all about showing love to others. And we're able to do that because of the love that God showed to us every day. And so we're thankful for the opportunities that he's given us and each one of us. He gives opportunities each and every day to make a difference and make an impact on others' lives. And so we thank you for the opportunity to share just a little bit about our story. And we'd love to open it up to any questions that you might have at this point.
Tim, can you hear me okay? This is Mark.
Yeah. Hey, Mark.
Better known as Woody, right, Arizona?
Yeah.
And so not so much a question, Tim, and I appreciate the opportunity to be part of your call today. I am working, but this is my best. This will be by far the best meeting I've had today. So Arizona has inspired me since I met him 4 years ago, and I'm honored to call him one of my best friends here in Tampa Bay.
Wow.
And he's made me a better person. You know, and when we talk about the secret sauce, I do my best each day to send out a personal, inspirational message to my team at work, as well as to my friends through social media. And I always say to people, we have no idea, right, about the internal struggles that people deal with, and they can all be hidden so well behind a smile.
Yes.
And so I'm a firm believer that the smallest caring and kindness that we can show to others, and that can come in so many different forms, but it can have the biggest impact on others. And so I thank you both for giving me the opportunity to be a part of your call today, in Arizona, for your friendship and continued inspiration. Thank you.
Thank you.
That's good. Thank you, Mark.
Thank you.
Anyone else?
So Calvin has a question.
What grade do you like to talk to the most at schools?
What grade do you like to talk to the most at schools?
Oh, the little one, babies.
The little ones. Like,
So grade school.
But your age,
Okay.
how old are you then?
How old are you?
I'm 11.
11.
Yeah, like you fall in that category.
In that category. So yeah, again, I want to piggyback a little bit off of Mark. I think it was. It is an honor to be a member of this call, as well as knowing Arizona. When I met Arizona a few years ago through the disabilities contract my wife runs and Kelly, I couldn't be more happy to talk with the individuals within that community. And you're a true testament to how I think people could learn from your experiences, Arizona. You know, when you talk about your commitment to service to others, it goes above and beyond outside of outside of the church, outside of the community. Your commitment to us to do these types of things and be a part of the world that exists for the need for others is outstanding. My question to you is, the father-daughter dance, is that something that you attend and help out with?
Yeah, that's what I did out with him. Well,
Okay.
our church, we come together with schools to put on this father dance, and I'm one of the founders. What you got?
Yeah, so we have volunteers that just help out, pick up trash or set up, tear down after the fact, encourage, you know, the participants there, because a lot of times some of the young girls are a little bit hesitant to get out on the dance floor. I know Arizona is usually one that can encourage them to do that.
I dance with them.
Yes. And one other quick question. You have the ability to just talk to anyone, Arizona. I've seen that firsthand. You will be first to strike up a conversation or say hi to somebody. Can you give us some tips for people that might not be able to step out of that introvertedness and be more like you?
First of all, it's the way you were raised. It's the way I was raised. I was raised up with a mother that always told me that you had to be able to live on your own, because one day I'm not gonna be there. So what are you gonna do when I'm not there? You see, my father died before I was born, so I didn't have that father figure so much. My mother was the father and the mother. I had three brothers, and they always told me, if they go out, you're gonna go out with us. The thing is that you can't be afraid of this baby. You can't be, I'm afraid to go out. No, you can't. If you know that I love to dress, I love to look good for the ladies. Okay? And, so if you want to be out there, you have to look good. That's because you have a disability. You don't have to look like it. Because you are known, you are cousins.
Amen to that, Arizona.
You are a person who so happen to have intelligence in your life. How you overcome your challenges? You do it in your own way, your own time. You just have to be able to be patient with yourself. See, a lot of people, when they begin to get to know me, they don't know what I'm saying. They don't know what word I'm saying. They're like, what do you think? They don't want to offend me by asking me to repeat myself, but it's not offensive. I want you to know what I'm saying. So be mindful of the person that you're looking at. You're looking at the person first, not the wheelchair. The person who can't talk clearly enough. Try to figure out a way to communicate. Communication is the key. Mark, Duke, Jeffy, they don't know what I'm saying a lot of times. And I can tell that they don't know. But I look in their eyes, you know what it is. So
Thank you, Arizona. Great job today, by the way. Thank you, Tim,
Yeah.
for helping me along with this as well.
Absolutely. Thanks, Gary.
Arizona, I have a question.
Yeah.
Well, I know what my answer is. First, I have to brag because I think I've known you longer than anybody on this call, going on 15 years. You
Wow.
and I, we're family by now. We fight like family. We love each other like family. That's just us. And we have a lot of the same issues because I have a disability as well, and I know the things I do, but for everyone else's benefit, I know this happens occasionally, more so with adults than children, especially parents sometimes. How do you handle a situation where like an adult or a parent of a child is just like legit afraid of you? And it's not that they don't want to hear from you or don't want to be around you, but they're just scared. And so I'm curious to know how you handle that personally.
Okay. Well, I got kids in church. They come in every week. A lot of kids, they know who I am, but they're afraid to come up.
Mhm.
So I go talk to the parents. What the child did. So the child is watching me talking to the parents. Yeah, and the parents talking to me, they get used to what I'm saying. And then I introduce myself to the child. The child begin to look at me like I'm crazy. I got two horns in my hand or whatever. But at the end of the conversation, that child has learned that there's people who are different. He's a good guy, he's different. He's not
Right.
black. He's with me. His voice is goes up and down. But at the end of the day, that child has learned a lesson that when he goes out to the community and he sees another person like me, he will know how to communicate. The kids at the basketball coach, a lot of times they didn't know what I was saying, right?
Yeah.
They would always say, Mr. Tim, I don't know what he said, can you tell me? Yeah, they got it.
Yeah.
Well, I knew that.
Oh,
You want to add something to that?
no, that was good, Arizona. I think a lot of times it's just being able to spend more time around people. Just with anyone, we get more comfortable, right? But that was a great question, Amanda.
Let me ask. You got a question on Kelly? Kelly is one of our partners. One of our partners for the band. I want to give her an opportunity to say something if she wants to.
Okay.
I do. I have a question I would like both of you to answer from your perspectives. Because Tim, this link is going to go out to probably around 12,000 people potentially to click on and look at. I don't know how many of them will click on, but many of those thousands are going to be parents of children with disabilities. They could be on the autism spectrum. They could have cerebral palsy like Arizona does. They could have significant intellectual disabilities and they're just overwhelmed.
Yes.
And I'm just wondering, since I've been doing this, I've had I look at that and say, wow, how do you parent that child without a church? And I'd like to hear your perspectives on some advice to a family about reaching out either to their church or maybe they don't have a church to find that ministry partner to step in and provide some help, maybe some respite help or ministry help, because I think it's so needed and some people have no idea that's what the church is supposed to be. Right. And it's hard for them to reach out. What advice would you give them in doing that?
Well, I was when I first came here, I was leaving my old church. But in my old church, I was head deacon. I used to run the open doors, hold the door. They were good people, but they really didn't understand my point of view as the way they came to this village. And they moved from out of the village to a hotel. And the hotel was upstairs. There's no evidence. How do I supposed to get to that? You know? So you really can't, you can't do that. Wait, can't do that. And then one day I can't do this tomorrow. I can't go out there, I can't. He told me, the pastor of the church, the man of God told me that you have to do what you have to do. You go ahead and do what you have to do. That told me that I'm at the wrong place. So I was looking for a church, and a friend of mine, from another guy, said, I know the church in Egypt. And the pastor has a daughter with this village. What you dig out? So I go and I watch. If you notice, I came a couple times, real quiet, standing back, and I'm just watching you guys on learning how you do stuff. And I guess in my heart, God told me this is the person. Because I saw how the pastor interacted with his daughter. I saw how the whole church rallied around the daughter. When the pastor of that preaching, who there wasn't the daughter, one of the members, it wasn't the daughter. I thought they know how to do that. Right?
Yeah. Yeah, you know, I think that's a great question, Kelly, and I know the need is great, and many churches, I mean, I can't even say that ours is really fully equipped to provide all of the services that we need to. But what I will say, you know, to parents and for us especially, the biggest thing that gets in the way of us many times is the person staring us in the mirror. You know, it's our pride. It's we're not willing to ask for help. And so for that family that is feeling overwhelmed or struggling just to get through the day, knowing the extra challenges that they have with a family member, they have to be willing to reach out and ask for help. A lot of times, each one of us, I'm sure, have been in situations and circumstances in our lives where we knew we needed help, but we just didn't want to ask. And so I would just encourage them to just check out local churches. It's easy to see what their ministries are all about online, and you know they can many times check out services in the comfort of their home in their PJs, you know, before they get the family together and dressed to come to church. And so many more churches now have realized the need in the community, and that, you know, so the resources are limited. And so being able to help those families that have extra challenges is certainly a ministry that God wants us to be able to help with.
Mr. Richard, he's honor God at school. Let me ask Mr. Richard, do you have people with disabilities at your school? No, you, Richard.
You talking to me?
Yes.
Yeah, for everybody on the call, I echo what Mark said and some of the others that this is an honor to be on this call. I do appreciate you all inviting me to this. For those that don't know, I work at Armwood High School. I'm the senior Army instructor there for junior ROTC. So a lot of what you're saying, what you guys are saying, I come in contact with on a daily basis in various forms, obviously. I don't deal with the disabled kids, but we do have a disabled population there in Arizona. And as I'm listening here, there may be a need to speak to these kids. And I know some of the teachers over there as well, they do an amazing job with those kids. And I take every opportunity when I see them to speak to them, because they'll see me in a military uniform or something like that, and they, want to talk and all of that. And they do some amazing things. So I've been very, very fortunate to know Arizona and learning a lot from him as I deal with folks with disabilities and things of that nature. I learn a lot just watching Arizona in action. So that's all I have.
It's good.
Well, you let them know at Hollywood, if they want me to come over there, I will be ready to come over.
Well, that's kind of what I'm thinking as we're talking here. When the school year starts up, I got to see what type of things they have going on over there. But you'd definitely be someone, even if it's during the Great American Teach-In or something like that, where you can come, because we do have quite a few disabled kids there, and I think you'll be an inspiration to them, definitely. We'll work on that, Arizona.
Okay, thank you.
It's good. Thank you, Richard.
Miss Jeffrey, how are you? You want to say anything? Jeffrey?
Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
No, I got nothing to add. I mean, it's an inspiration not only to be part of the call, but the time that I've known you, Arizona. I've passed the church a few times. I've met a few people also there at the Davidoff cigar place. So this is exactly what I expected to see, and I'm glad that there are moments like this that I can be a part of. So no questions, just keep it going.
Yeah.
How about you? Anyone else? Yeah, you good?
Yeah, I'm good. I would just like to echo what you and Tim said related to my question for the overwhelmed parents out there that might stumble across this link, that don't give up, because
Wow.
might not find the first church the first time, because churches and pastors, we're all imperfect. But if you need that help, that's what the church is supposed to be, and just keep being assertive. But you learn how to be that way when you're the parent of a disabled child, but there is help out there. And that's one of the many ways that the community, I think, comes together to help people with disabilities and parents raising children with disabilities. So I would just encourage you to consider that a source of your support out there. So that's all I have. Great job, guys. Thank you so much.
And then I would like to add that when they get love, right, have areas where you can work together love.
Mm-hmm.
But now they have with loopholes to make a float.
Wow.
I am a new member of that float. I am a pirate now.
He said he's a pirate. He's a pirate now. He's a member they created for people with disabilities. That's awesome, Arizona.
Arizona, do you mind if I say something about finding a church? Because I had to deal with this issue too when I was younger. I just want to say that, it might take a while to find the right church. I left a church because they just weren't what I needed, and it wasn't that they were bad people. They just had the wrong idea about my disability, and their ideals were different. But it took a while, and I'm almost 40 years old, and I just got baptized maybe 7 years ago because I had so many churches just afraid to help me. And then I found a church that would. And so I think it's important that people keep looking till they find the place that is right for them. And that, just because a place isn't right for you doesn't mean that it makes you, something wrong with you or something wrong with them. But you really have to search for that place that's going to fit you and what you need, because a church can't be all things to all people. And that doesn't mean that there's something inherently wrong with them or you, but it just means that the right church is out there for you, and it takes time to find it sometimes. And I think that's really important for people to know and understand.
That's good, Amanda. Mm-hmm.
when I was baptized, you want to tell me what you did?
Go ahead, Arizona. You tell them.
They go to the people name.
Yeah, we went to Fort DeSoto Beach. We did a beach baptism.
And so they all out there in the sand. I'm like, I'm not going out there and get stuck in the sand. You get like, come on, you can do it. Dude, this is a $30,000 wheelchair. I'm not going out there in the sand. And there you are, Copenhagen, and they pull the wheelchair all the way to the sand, the water, where I can get baptized.
Yeah, as I recall, Arizona, it took more than a couple guys. It was a small that we needed to get you down to the water, but whatever it took, right?
Right.
Yeah, it took 5 people for me. I mean, they had to come in with me and everything, and so yeah, it takes people with a heart for that, and to accept you the way that you are, and not think that they have to fix you, or I'm of the opinion that God can heal, but he can also keep you in the body that you're in to serve a purpose. And so people need to accept you for who you are and help you be okay with who you are. So that's my 2 cents.
Yeah, but when they get home, they're very much.
Yeah, you're right. That chair was heavy. Right.
Any other questions? How about you guys? You good, Gary?
Great.
Yeah. Well, thanks again, everybody. Really appreciate your time. Thanks for your engagement and involvement, questions, comments, your encouragement as well. And may God bless you and your individual sauces, right? The secret sauce that you're brewing each and every day in your areas.
And so, Woody, when I see you tomorrow, you want my secret sauce?
You got it, my man.
Thank you, guys. We appreciate your time. And
Thank you. God bless you all. Thank you.
Thank you.
Take care, Arizona. Bye, Tim. Thank you.
Thank you all. Bye-bye.